Hi, I'm Cathy Leman with Futurewise, and I'm going to speak quickly because I have a little bit to read here. So Futurewise is concerned about some of the straw poll voting that took place in yesterday's Committee of the Whole at the UGA Settlement Conference. In particular, one, why are we even considering reinstating Blaine and Ferndale's UGAs? The reason this whole process was undertaken to review and revise Whatcom County's UGAs in the first place was the Growth Management Hearings Board found them to be too big. Blaine's was approximately 10 times too big, Ferndale's was approximately 8 times too big. How would reinstating them to previous levels that were already found to be non-compliant even make sense? We already know they're illegal at those sizes. Futurewise wishes you wouldn't waste taxpayer money and everyone's time still talking about those UGAs that have already been found to be way too big sized the way they were. I'm curious why this council wants to waste taxpayer money in this economic climate. Also, the county executive has said he does not want to use staff resources to simply redo a project that was just completed by those very staff. The staff time required to do this kind of work properly and legally is immense, and the reason your staff are busy is because they're fixing another issue that keeps you out of compliance with state law, the rural element. This is especially interesting because it makes no sense whatsoever to look at expanding space in UGAs before you've even reduced sprawl potential in rural areas, having been found out of compliance with state law already because of that sprawl potential. Being out of compliance means our county has to forego grants and funding that we've become ineligible for, that most counties across the state are relying on to get through tough economic times. Why would you do anything else before fixing the rural element? Again, an incredible waste of taxpayer money putting that off, and in this case, a mismanagement of resources. Bellingham's conducting its own public process this year and preparing to receive a data-driven answer as to whether or not they need more room in their UGA. Taking that planning process away from the city is a foolish move on many levels, including, of course, the use of county staff resources for something the city is capable of, willing to do, and has already planned staff time for. If you introduce an ordinance to redirect staff time away from what the executive has requested they do to come into compliance with state law, you would likely be acting out of compliance with Section 2.24 of the Whatcom County Charter. Relationship with other branches, except in the exercise of its legislative powers under this charter, is defined in Section 2.20. The county council, its staff, individual council members shall not interfere in the administration of the executive branch. They shall not give orders to or direct, either publicly or privately, any officer or employee subject to the direction and supervision of the county executive branch, or other elected official. And I guess I'm going to skip ahead. There's so many reasons council shouldn't make massive land use changes based on private developer proposals and their attorneys' promises, the least of which is the extensive public process that occurred throughout the whole last year that's being violated by such an action. You cannot undo and arbitrarily make changes without appropriate public process and consider it legal. At least you should not. Voting to enlarge data-driven, publicly processed, fiscally conservative, and council-approved urban growth areas in Whatcom County without a full public process is irresponsible, irrational, and illegal on many levels, and we urge you not to take action to expand UGAs at this time. Thank you.
Cathy, I would just recommend or request that you submit that in writing, because
yes, I just emailed it to you all.
There was a lot of assertions there, and I'm sure some response would
yes.
be appropriate to some of that. Councilmember Brenner, did you have a clarifying question? And again, no big dialogue.
Well, I don't like something standing on the record that something we've done was illegal.
But she's got a right to assert
well,
anything she wants.
It's her chance.
It's her chance, but I do want to say that what we're doing is coming to us from the planning department on the Lammerts.
Okay.
I mean, the
okay.
rural area stuff.
Rural element.
Those things, I know you don't like people commenting on the council, but I am tired of those things standing
I like
as
people
that's what it
commenting on the
is.
council. I don't like the council members commenting on the comments in the portion when we're supposed to be hearing from the public.
But this is a public meeting, and I'm allowed to say stuff.
Well,
too.
with limitations.
We love that you're addressing the rural element. Thank you.
Thank you very much.